This video is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Make your purchases through my personal link in the description to help out the channel. Furthermore, if you want to support me more directly, you can check out my YouTube channel membership for fun emojis and sneak peeks, or my Patreon. Links in the description. So let's continue the Resident Evil streak with some Leon. And if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you might already know that I actually have made a Leon figure in the past. However, it was a very, very long time ago, and I was really bad and really new at the entire customizing thing. And we didn't have a lot of good fodder, and just all kind of reasons for it turning out bad. So this is my fresh update in 2023, and I thought I would go over how I made him. So for starters, the head is that of the NECA Resident Evil 4 Leon, and it's quite heavily modified. It's essentially the same sculpt. I made it a little bit less round by trimming away a lot of the plastic underneath here, and then I gave it a full repaint. The eye in particular looks a lot better now. The original was very, very weird looking, and I repainted this entire skin tone and gave him a little bit of the stubble. If you're new to Resident Evil and you're only aware of like remake of 2 and 4, then you might notice that for those looks, this look is pretty off, and that's because it's not based on that version of Liam. It's based on his Resident Evil 6 appearance, which is actually my favorite look. And in that game, he does have a little bit of stubble, and as you can see, I tried my best to replicate that. Also, Leon's hair is very, very inconsistent. Sometimes it looks brown. In the original appearance, it was like a reddish brown, and then in Resident Evil 4 it was like blonde, and then in RE6 it's kind of... sometimes it's blonde and sometimes it's brown. I don't really know. So I kind of settled for something like in between, and I think it turned out decent enough. I'm not really good at painting hair, but this works. This is also NECA's old way of doing hair, which is kind of like a big rubber piece, and it's kind of hard to detail it, and the entire sculpt is quite soft. So what I had to do was I had to kind of paint in individual strands of hair to make it look a bit more natural. There were some like imperfections, like you can see like up here, but that's because the hairpiece just is really, really weird looking. But overall, this head I think turned out really, really good. I'm really, really happy with this head. So for the body, originally I wanted to do like I've seen a lot of people do on Instagram and use this Valaverse Duster body because it's really well articulated, and it kind of has that Resident Evil 4 tactical shirt look that Leon has in that game. But when I got it in hand, I just thought it was a little bit too wide, and also I kind of realized that I prefer Leon with his jacket on, like any jacket in general. So I just kind of scrapped it. Like, I think the torso is a bit weird looking. I don't like this big gap here in the butterfly joint area, and it's just, I think it's a bit wide. So so instead I was looking around for like good bodies with jackets, and I found the Hugh Jackman Wolverine figure. However, the issue with that figure is that this is the original torso that came with it, and I'm not really sure if you can tell, but this is a very, very like buffed out torso, and it just doesn't fit Leon to have this like huge chest because Leon is very light and agile. So I technically took another Wolverine figure. It's actually one of Mr. Negative's henchmen, and I took the torso from that figure, and then I cracked it open and plugged in the arms from the jacketed Wolverine. This is the front torso, like so. Put these arms on. I snubbed off like this little tip here. It matches with this type of joint now because the original joint was like this. Oh wait, I almost forgot the neck piece. So it slides in, like, joint works well still. This joint's pretty tight. So now all we need to do is glue everything together. And then I put the jacket on top of that, and then I ended up having to glue the jacket into his sides after trimming down some plastic, because originally the jacket was so big that it kind of puffed out and it just didn't look right. I also sculpted that little red t-shirt in under his dress shirt, and then the pants are repainted Wolverine pants as well, painted this kind of off gray beige color. And then I sculpted this little belt buckle here. It's not like the prettiest job, but it helped cover up the remnants of this big Native American looking sun belt buckle. So yeah, and then the hands are from this guy here. This is the G.I. Joe classified Recondo figure, and the skin tone just kind of matched what I'm doing with the head and the neck. So I figured I would save myself some trouble there. Slight inaccuracies in general is that the jacket is the wrong type, but it's kind of close enough. In the game, he has one pocket here, one pocket here, one pocket here, and one pocket here. And he has these stripes, but he's only got 2 of them. However, I thought it was so cool that the original jacket had stripes in general that looked very reminiscent of the Resident Evil 6 Leon's jacket in game. So I just kind of went with it, and in general, I think it looks really, really good. So if we're taking a closer look at his articulation, so unfortunately because of the base body, he doesn't have any butterfly hinges, but he's got double jointed elbows, no paint rub here because this is obviously just dark brown. It goes up to like here, and then you can, you know, rotate everything and it's fine. A crunch here, the jacket moves out of the way, and then we have double jointed knees, and there's no paint rub because I sanded down the joints, and you can also see that here in the back. No paint rub. You can see just like how much space is in between the joints and the upper leg itself. And also, fortunately, he does have ankle rockers. So you can pretty much put him in like any type of like action pose. This is kind of the one I always like default to. He also has a swivel here in the waist, but it's really, really stiff because I haven't really worked with it at all. But we can give him a gun. I don't actually have a gun that really fits Leon. I think this was like the best I could find. I don't know, that's maybe like a little bit too low. I mean, in RE6, Leon also dual wields. The articulation doesn't have any butterfly hinges, like I said, so it's a little bit hard for him to hold one handgun with 2 hands, but I don't know, he looks fine holding like a gun like this, I think. And this also means that I unfortunately don't have a Wolverine with a jacket anymore, which was my preferred look for him. So I picked up this soft goods jacket on eBay. It doesn't really look perfect at all. I originally wanted to get Leon here a soft goods jacket, but I just thought the jacket didn't like lay properly. It like juts out too much here, and it's a little bit unruly to mess around with. So I think just having like a dedicated jacket is the best choice here. Another close-up of the face here, because I'm really, really happy with how it turned out, especially as I kind of thought the original neck ahead was such a disaster that it was unsalvageable, but here we are. I think this looks really good. So yeah, that's my custom Leon. I have Barry coming up for the next video, and I think he's probably as close to a masterpiece as I've made. I'm really happy with this Leon, of course, but I think the Barry is, for me, like a milestone. And we can also do like a quick little size comparison. Here he is with Jill. Leon is obviously taller, and if you didn't check out my video on my custom Jill figure, then I highly recommend it, because I think she turned out really, really well. But anyway, that's my custom Leon figure. I kind of want to give him some type of holster, but Leon in this outfit doesn't actually wear a holster at all, so I'm kind of, I don't know, on the fence about it, but I might maybe do it in the future, but it's nothing that's really gonna affect the general like showcase of this figure. It's just adding on another holster on this like thigh. So yeah, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed.
Definitely going on vacation after this. When I was a kid, I used to think about the kind of man I'd grow up to be. I never thought my life would turn out this way.
Check and mate, buddy.